It is your classic metal show once again on a Saturday night here on the 4th of July weekend. And kicking off the show tonight, we heard some Armored Saint with Win Hands Down. And if you're tuned into the show right now, it's a big win for you. And to start the fire and to bring down the hammer is my good friend and partner, Chris Aiken. What's going on, Chris?
What is up, sir? Ready to do this?
I'm always ready to do this.
I'm glad. I'm ready to do half of this.
Yeah, I know. You're going to have to bug out of here a little bit early tonight.
I am leaving early. I said, fuck these fans. They get me till 11:30-ish or so.
Yeah, that's how it goes, pal.
Yeah, pal. That's it.
Yeah. So we're gonna pack in what we can, and then we got a special guest actually stepping in and taking over for you in your absence, which I won't announce that right yet. I'll make it a surprise.
I've said before, I'm out of here in like a year or so it's good that you get some tryouts done.
I'm out of here. I'm checking out.
That's right. You guys get another 50 shows or so, and then it's up to whoever Neely picks as the next co-host.
Or none at all.
Or none at all, or we just go away.
We might just call it a day for both of us.
That's right.
Yeah. So you never know. You never know. That's why every show is a precious gem.
That's right. Hold on to it closely because you don't know when the next one will come.
But hold on loosely.
Yeah, and don't let go.
Exactly. Here we are quoting 38 special lyrics.
Yeah, we're keeping it metal, all right, with our 38 special talk here.
Yeah, of course. Of course. Well, here we are. We're back over the 4th of July weekend. We chatted. You and I had chatted more this week than we have in forever, aside from the show.
Yeah, that's why I'm not doing the other 3 hours. I already did it. You guys just didn't hear it.
Yeah, that's true. It was an unscripted, unscheduled show.
Got to admit, some of it was pretty good.
Yeah, it was. It was. But I have had the last 3 days off. I had 4 days here in a row, and it has been a glorious 3 days of being nothing but a lazy lout.
Well, it seems like I followed that pattern as well. Although my sleep schedule is still all fucky. When I have been awake, it's been literally nothing but watching Stranger Things and 5 seasons of The Office and just kind of chilling.
Yeah, well, I've spent a lot of bedroom time this weekend. I was just kind of squirreled away in the bedroom, drinking adult beverages and binge watching TV.
Boy, the rock star life we're both leading, right?
Well, you know what? It's almost like a recharge of the brain for me. It's like I just never realized how burned out you are from day in, day out schedule. Because my day starts at like 5:30 in the morning and it ends about 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. My day lately's been starting about 3 o'clock in the afternoon and going until about 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock in the morning. Yeah. I'm all fucked up schedule-wise, but whatever. It's good.
It's really strange to me, and I know it's a mental thing, and it's amazing how your brain works, that if I know that I don't have to be anywhere, I will literally just zonk out for hours,
right.
And the weirdest thing is that I always get my best sleep between 4 a.m. and like 10 o'clock in the morning.
That's your best sleep?
Yeah, that's my best sleep. That's my most peaceful, zoned out sleep. And I realized that if I didn't have to get up at 5:30 in the morning, I'd probably sleep till 10 or 11 o'clock every day if I could.
Yeah, you know what? You say that, but if you were working for yourself, a lot of times, like for me personally, I like to get up early, even though I shouldn't. I should go to California time and just work like noon to 8 or something. If I could just do 8 hours, that would be nice. But if I could, I should go to like noon to 8. But I like the early morning because people are still drinking their coffee and shit, and they're not awake to bug me. It's the one time of the day, literally, that I can get work done without the phone ringing and without conference calls or interviews for the CMS or anything. That 8 to about 11 o'clock, no one fucks with me.
Right. Well, that's a little bit different. You are a customer service based company, so yeah, of course, people are going to try to get a hold of you to discuss whatever it is they need to discuss. And
Exactly.
yeah, I get that part. But you know what? When years ago, it's so weird how old habits die hard. That when I lived in California between 85 and 91,
Right.
and the gig that I had, the job that I had, I used to work 7 days on and then have 7 days off.
Oh, that'd be nice.
And the thing is that I was a garage operations manager for Roadway, so there was a crew on the opposite week that came in, and they did their 12 hours a day, 7 days straight, while I was off, and then they would go off on their week off, and I'd come on, and then we had the day crew that came in at like 6 and worked till 6, and then the night crew came in at 6 and they worked till 6 in the morning.
Right.
And then every 6 months we would flip with them, so you didn't work nights all the time, and they didn't they didn't get to work days all the time. But I always liked the nighttime hour because I'd come in at 6 o'clock in the evening, I'd work till 6 in the morning, and then or what was it, the best for me? No, let's see. I liked it during the daytime because I would get off at 6 in the evening. And then I had my whole evening free, and it was, it was the whole. Let's see. No, wait a minute. I'm confusing myself. I know. I'm trying to remember how this worked. We had I think. Oh, I know what it was. We were changing times and stuff. So then we had it to where we were working 9 to 9, right? And I would like to work. I would like to work till the 9 o'clock evening.
Okay.
And then I could go out till like midnight or 1. And then I could go to sleep, and then I could sleep till like 7 or 8, and then I could go to work at, be at work at 9.
Sure, it's like a regular day.
Yeah, but I could go out at night and still get 8 hours of sleep.
Sure.
So
well, my favorite, other than the slight issue of being burned nearly to death, my favorite job as far as hours was the steel mill. I was working third shift. It was 11:30 at night to like 7:30 in the morning, and that was the shit. Because I've never been like a regiment sleep guy anyway. So for me, that was like perfect. If I wanted to sleep during the morning and then do stuff during the day, I could. If I wanted to do stuff, during like right out of work, I could do stuff. Get to like the DMV or shit like that before it got all crowded and shit. It was like the perfect schedule for me. I loved working third shift. Plus, there were no bosses that were there.
Yeah, true.
That was the best part. There was no bosses, so we got good with the quote unquote shift supervisor, and half the time we'd be out back sleeping or whatever. Dude, in the summer, because it was so fucking hot there, where the furnace that I worked on, it had a table right behind it, like right. Like you would open a door, like we would open a door for venting and stuff anyway. And it wasn't a table, it was like a desk, an old steel business desk.
Right.
And I used to keep a pillow in a plastic bag in one of the drawers of the desk. And once we got the furnace to where it was set up, I would just I had a little radio back there. I'd turn on the radio and I'd climb up on top of that little desk and just sleep for like 3 hours. Yeah.
Instead of being like George Costanza and fixing up a bed under the desk, you had one on top of the desk.
Right on top, because nobody cared. The shift supervisor would come over in like 3 hours or so, wake me up, and be like, "Hey, where are we at?" "Well, let me check."
Where are we at? Yeah, but I'll tell you what. When I know that I don't have to get up or go anywhere. I can sleep until I wake up. On the days off. I might wake up and it might be 7:30 in the morning, but then again, I might wake up and it might be 10:30 in the morning. Nothing disturbs me. But during the week when I have to be somewhere, it's like clockwork. 5:30 in the morning.
Yeah, when I'm on my regiment schedule, I mean, I never use an alarm clock. The only time I ever actually set any kind of an alarm at all is to get up to do the show.
Right.
That's the only time, because I take that nap at like 6 o'clock, and then I'll sleep right through. Because it's 6 o'clock. It's late enough that you could fall asleep and then wake up at like 1 in the morning or something.
Yeah. Well,
so I set the alarm, and that's the only time I use an alarm ever.
Yeah. Well, it's really weird because, I do set the alarm on my iPhone every day, but I never sleep to it. You know what I mean? I always wake up 5 to 10 minutes before it goes off.
Yeah. Well, what's nice, I don't have an alarm clock anymore. I just have I have the Google Home. The home
you mean your spy machine?
My spy machine,
yeah,
exactly.
It spies in and listens to everything you say.
Of course. You know what it hears? A lot of Stranger Things in the office. That's about it. That's all it hears of me snoring. Maybe some jerking off.
Right.
But fucking, you can set it to play whatever song you want when it wakes you up. So I have it set to Holy Wars.
Okay.
That's my awake song. So I'll just be in a deep sleep. All of a sudden I'll hear, dun, 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 dun. I'm like, whoa, I'm wide awake really fast. It's fucking works for me. Gets me right out of bed.
The alarm clock for the true metal enthusiast.
Yeah, it's great. Dude, I love that thing. I know it's a spy machine. I don't care. What are they going to hear? Me saying, oh, I like this Vanessa Lee on fucking X videos.
Yeah.
Look at her fucking great ass while I'm pulling my dick. So what? I say it on the radio.
Yeah.
I don't care. You know? What are they really going to hear?
Yeah, I know. It's just bizarre because, especially when you hear these stories about about something that happened in the home, whether a domestic violence situation or perhaps a break-in happened and stuff. And then you hear in the investigation, well, they're going back to get the recordings.
Right.
It's like, where did you get the record? Oh, yeah, we're recording you all the time.
Yeah, the Google Home, sure.
Yeah.
Well, believe me, if I ever was to end up in another live-in relationship, those Google Homes would be getting the fuck out of here. I'd be doing that. I'd be putting my phone itself in a box or something.
Yeah.
Be no sound.
Well,
fuck that.
But I'm even hearing that some of the smart TVs are either got the camera in them, whether you know it or not.
Oh yeah,
and they also got the the listening devices. Your television is watching you while you're watching it.
Dude, unless you live like Jackal in 1976 with a black and white TV and a flip phone, you're being listened to and tracked anyway. Anybody that's got a fucking phone, anybody that's got a computer with a webcam on it, any of these devices, TVs, Google Homes, whatever, it's all recorded.
Yeah.
They know where you are all the time.
Yeah, it's just bizarre, though.
Mm-hmm.
Is that we as sovereign citizens have maybe unknowingly given up that privacy, I guess.
We happily do it, dude. I know full well that I could give up my iPhone and not be tracked. And you know what? I'll never give up my iPhone.
Mm-hmm.
I'd rather them know where I am at all moments of the day.
Yeah, and of course, I'm sure you've heard that. Some of the auto manufacturers put some kind of a tracking device in your car now.
Sure. Well, OnStar. The OnStar thing was the start of all that. They knew where you were at all times. And your GPS.
Yeah, absolutely.
Use GPS. They know exactly where you've been every time you get in your fucking ride.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, they know where you are all the time.
Yeah. What was really just kind of a bothersome thing is when you hear about, these government, whether it's state or federal, especially when it comes to the taxes, because we're always running a deficit. And,
right.
They've got the cars already programmed and set up to track your mileage to where they want to charge you per mile now.
Sure. Oh, of course. They're ready.
Yeah, they're ready for it.
They're ready to steal from you some more.
It's time to get the 74 Nova out of the old, out of the storage and get that up and running now.
Right. And no, Skippy, my Google Home doesn't have a lot of DNA on it. I don't watch porn on my Google Home. Now my iPad might look like I spilled a jar of mayonnaise on it, but fucking definitely not my Google Home.
A jar of mayonnaise.
I can't imagine. I should do that some night. Blue light my iPad and just see what a disaster it looks like. My cummy fingers fucking turning videos off and shit. Disgusting.
Well, that's a real appetizing thought. Hey, where have my cummy fingers been? Let's take a scan of the whole room is just covered in jizz.
Yeah, because every time anybody jerks off, the first thing they do is extensively scrubs their hands clean before they do anything else. Get the fuck out of here. They're way too germ-phobic.
Yeah, well, that's why they always talk about the remote controls in hotel rooms, that those are the most filthy things ever.
Mm-hmm. Or dude, I mean, let's face it, they don't take exactly great care of the linen in the hotels, even if they do wash it every day. I mean, they're not putting special care into it.
Yeah, well, it's the top spread that you got to watch out, because they rarely ever change that. Obviously they change the sheets, and stuff, but it's the top bedspread that you got to watch out for.
What about the doorknobs that every one of these fucking cleaning ladies use? They open every door, and what do? They clean up cum-soaked fucking bed. They're not wearing gloves. They go in there barehanded and take, if the hotel has 500 rooms, that's 500 handfuls of jizz every single day.
Yeah.
Every day at 11 o'clock, you got 500 handfuls of jizz.
Yeah.
It's touching every door and every fucking everything in the room. Hotel rooms are if you're a germphobe and you stay in a hotel, you just are pretending that you're not a germphobe.
Well, it's all a state of mind. It's all in your head.
Yeah, I happily sleep on cum-covered blankets and shit. Fuck, it's a fucking hotel. What am I gonna do? Not sleep?
Yeah,
Where am I gonna? Even at the hotel, if you sleep on the floor, do you really think there wasn't some guy dogging out his chick on the floor at some point there?
Yeah, and the floors are even worse.
Yeah, and guy fucking blows his load on the floor, banging some chick in the ass, and just wipes his dick on the fucking floor a little bit,
or wipes it on the bedspread.
Yeah, or some of that pre-cum he pulls out and starts slapping her in the face, and some of that fucking pre-cum drips off his dick onto the floor. It's there.
Boy, you do watch a lot of porn, don't you?
I love porn. I love it.
Porn.
I love porn, man. I'll make no bones about it. I don't care if it makes me a sick fuck or whatever. I love porn.
Yeah, I know. I could see you've got this whole visual in your head about these hotel dalliances. Yep.
Of course. Dude, anymore, the way I watch porn is I think of different... It's always now, in the old days, I used to look up positions and shit.
Right.
I used to reverse cowgirl. I was really into that for a minute. And I would watch just video after video after video of that. Now it's all scenarios. Now it's secretary sucks boss's dick, or fucking birthday blowjob, or anything like that. It's always a scenario now, which is porn. As porn evolves, it gets more fun. It's just more fun. It's amazing that the only thing that has changed porn, I mean, the porn hasn't changed. The only thing that has changed is that the search engines are better. Yeah,
well, you can basically look up any situation that just sort of crosses your mind, right?
Yeah, you can, and you can generally find it. If you look up dude fucking at a zoo, you'll find somebody fucking with elephants or something behind them.
Right, of course.
You can find anything. It's great.
It's great.
Yeah.
You're the new Tony the Tiger of porn.
That pussy being fucked. It's great.
Yeah, it's like Pornhub, my #1 search engine for porn. It's great.
Great. Actually, Pornhub would be #2.
Oh, my. Well, enlighten us, Mr. Aiken, since you seem to be an expert on all this.
The #1 porn site is Xvideos.
Xvideos.
Xvideos.com is #1. Pornhub is okay, but they try too hard to fucking inflict the gayness on you.
Oh, dude. So Pornhub pushes an agenda?
Pornhub has a little bit, when you search anything, you end up with a gay, it brings up 12 to 15 videos, and there'll be at least one of one dude fucking another dude.
So do you think their algorithm is actually just made to do that?
No, I just think that they just used whatever was the default when they built the website.
Okay.
Default search, they didn't do it. Xhamster is good there, Assfire, but it's not as good as Xvideos. Not even. Xhamster, the problem with Xhamster is that they're on the iPad, their videos freeze up sometimes. And you spend a lot of time refreshing, and then you got to start over and figure out where you were.
Wow, you really put a lot of research into this.
And I have put a lot of hours
to know what device works best with what site, and what site does what, and what searches come up on certain websites, and wow.
Yeah, I watch porn a lot.
It's amazing you have a thriving business. When do you get work done?
I've got two hands, my friend.
Wow. Well, I still think that since you write those little mini books, you need to write that mini book about all you're checking Mr. Skin and then going over to Fap Me or whatever the fuck that thing was, or the Fappening, and going over here. Yeah, going over here and then cross-referencing it to here, and you know.
Oh, dude, you totally gave me that idea. I did write it down as something I might do.
I mean, even as a joke, it probably would, even if you did a tongue-in-cheek type thing, but yet had still factual stuff in there, I'll bet you would sell it.
I'd make $1,000.
I think it'd probably be more. As popular as porn is, I'm sure there are guys out there that have a lot of the same thoughts that you do, and it's like you just sort of walk them through the whole process.
I've been thinking about it, about writing like the whole porn index or the porn dictionary or whatever. How to surf porn in 2020.
No, it's surfing porn for dummies.
I think I'd get sued for that name.
Well, something like that.
Yeah. A dummy's guide, maybe.
Yeah, a dummy's guide to searching celebrity porn or something like that.
That's a really good idea.
I think you should do that. I just as a goof and just out of curiosity as to what kind of traffic you could get or how people who might actually buy it.
Yeah.
And go, yeah, you know what? I never knew that before. Because I'm not into the porn hole thing that you do. Right. And I had no idea about that. This makes an iPad freeze up, or this one seems to favor gay, or this one does this and that one does. I would never know that.
I definitely know the ins and outs of it. And literally the ins and outs of it. I didn't mean for that to be a pun, but whatever. No, and it is true. They're all different. Like, the big thing with porn, at least on the devices, is how you go to full screen. And that makes all the difference in the world on surfing porn, is if the full screen stays clear or not and doesn't freeze. And they're all different the way that they work. They all use and I don't want to get all techie here with my jerking off stuff, but they all use a different light box setting for their expansion to full screen, and some work and some don't.
Okay.
This is me using my computer.
This is you putting your technical skills to work here and analyzing exactly what they were going for.
Right. This is why I'm such a good web guy, because I know the ins and outs of porn.
Right. Right.
I know the technical of it.
Exactly. Now, what do you, since we're on this subject now you got me curious, what do you make of the whole animated porn thing?
I'm not into it personally. Some of it is really, really good, but it's just not my thing. So
just out of curiosity, what is the purpose behind making animated porn, since there's so much porn out there of every shape, size, color, creed, situation? What's the purpose of making animated porn in your opinion?
My opinion would be that this current generation is has so distanced itself from actual person-on-person action that and they've kind of immersed themselves into their gaming and into their manga and all their Comic-Con bullshit, that it's the porn that appeals to them.
It's porn for the gamers. Is that the deal?
Yeah, kind of. And not only gamers, but like the Comic-Con crowd.
Okay.
That doesn't actually like physical interaction with other beings. Okay. They don't like the physical interaction, right. But they, like everybody else, they have a curiosity to porn, but they live their lives so fucking in that world of, comic book characters and comic book, stuff and whatnot, that they're attracted to that. They love to see a green drawn dick invading a purple woman's asshole.
Well, I don't even mean the kind of the weird stuff. I'm talking about just actual real looking people in animated form.
But it's kind of the same thing. It plays more to the Comic-Cons.
Okay.
It plays to the people that do not have interaction. These are the people that are watching anime porn are definitely not people that are at the bar trying to get some pussy on a fucking Friday night.
And those are those the same people that'll pay that? What was that chick we talked about a few months ago?
Yeah, I don't think they would pay her. She's a real person.
Yeah, but it's the same concept that, well, I don't want any real physical contact, but I'll give this girl $1,000 just to say hello to me.
Yeah. You know what, dude? I still don't think the bulk of the people that watch animated porn would pay her. I think it's more the people that run around fucking playing Pokemon Go with their phones and shit. They don't have real interaction. They just run around capturing, drawings on their iPhone or on their Android or whatever. So once they capture a Pikachu, they want to see a Pikachu fucking the shit out of a Barbasol or whatever.
Jeez.
That's what they want.
Well, that's a whole nother world I can't, I have zero input on. I just don't pay attention to it. I don't care about it. It's just like, it's just bizarre.
It's big though.
I know it's big. I know it exists. I know it's big. I know it's a whole industry and stuff, but boy.
I don't get it personally. I'd rather have my dick sucked than watch a cartoon character suck a cartoon off my dick, but
right.
It's easier for me to fantasize seeing a cock that almost looks like mine getting blown, I guess.
Is there a setting? Is there a setting on your porn searches that says find a cock that looks like mine?
No, but you can actually do a search by the length of your cock.
Are you kidding me?
I'm dead serious.
Oh my God.
Serious. Like I have a 6-inch cock, so I'll search 6-inch cock POV petite blonde big tits. I'll search all that and then I'll get exactly what I'm looking for.
Wow.
It's close.
So you can define your searches.
Of course you can.
Oh boy.
Of course, dude. It's just like Google. It's just like Google.
Wow.
You search exactly what you're looking for.
Well, with these real dolls coming online, I guess it'll just morph into that,
Oh yeah. Well, it's like dude, where I was talking last week about the fappening and stuff like that. When you're with stuff like that, obviously all the celebrities don't have porn tapes out there, but there's always someone that looks like them.
Okay.
So if you look up a celebrity, if you can look up any celebrity, I've been watching The Office this week, so I have just a total thing for Jenna Fisher, who's the receptionist on The Office. I know you've probably never watched one episode.
I've actually seen like 1 or 2 episodes.
She's the receptionist, the real cute girl.
Well, what's her name?
Jenna Fisher.
I'm going to look her up.
Fischer.
Is it J or G?
J. Jenna.
Okay.
Fischer.
Okay.
So if you look her up, she's got, they try to dress her down on the show, but she's got a really pretty face and she's got great tits. And
okay, yeah, I've seen her.
Yeah. Well, if you look her up on like X videos or Pornhub or something, if you just look up Jenna Fisher blowjob, you will find some girl that looks sort of like her. Same body type and kind of the same face. You could just sort of imagine, and then if you find one that's a POV video, a point of view video.
Right.
So if you look up Jenna Fisher POV blowjob, it's like she's sucking your cock.
Okay.
If you can put your mind into that zone a little bit.
Yeah, she's sort of like a girl next door looking girl. I mean, she's not real flashy. She's just kind of average.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's hot girl average. She's hot regular girl.
Yeah, she is. She's just kind of an average looking chick.
Mm-hmm. But she's another one. I don't know what it is, but it's the girl that bites down on the bottom lip. That is just fucking hot. And she does that a lot on that show.
All right.
She's a definite little hottie. But yeah, that's how you do it. you look up, any of them, any of these, Scarlett Johansson POV anal vids. You can look that up. You find some Scarlett Johansson porn. She's been fapped. There's some fappening of Scarlett Johansson out there.
All right. Well, again, I got to just take your word for it. I mean, you know way more about that whole world than I do. So
I'm all about the porn, man. Love it.
I can tell.
Love it.
That's funny.
Believe me, that doesn't play well either when you're trying to date.
Yeah, that doesn't usually go over well unless, of course, you end up with a girl who's just as freakish about it as you are.
You got it. You got to have that, because otherwise it's definitely weird when she's like, hey, let me use your iPad. Okay, hold on 10 minutes while I clean my history and the fucking face of my iPad.
Yeah.
I don't want you touching that iPad.
No, you're just like, yeah, I'd let you use it, but it's broken.
Here, use my phone instead.
Yeah, it's broken.
Yeah, it's not charged.
It's so good.
Yep.
Well, I think that I really do. I think you ought to write that little pamphlet book, and I think you'd be surprised that it probably would sell pretty well.
I'm sure it would. Look at that picture in the chat room. That's Jenna Fisher. That's pretty good. I don't think it's real. I think it's a fake, but I've never seen that photo of her, so I think that's a fake.
Okay. Yeah, I would never know.
Yeah. And the head's a little different color than the neck.
Right.
A little bit.
So we're talking about hot chicks and big boobs, and all I'm seeing is night demon pictures.
Well, that's what jackal jerks do.
Oh, because I'm like thinking, wow, how does it go from like having like hot girls and stuff to night demon pictures? How does that work?
Hey, everybody jerks off to different things.
That's his porn.
I like Jenna Fisher. He likes Jarvis.
Right.
That's fine. He's jerking to Jarvis Leatherby. That's fine.
Nice.
I'm sure Jarvis would be honored about that.
I guess. I don't know. Too funny. All right.
So, somebody posted another of my, Jason in the chat room posted another of my favorites, Linda Cardellini.
Linda Cardellini. And who is she?
She was, I liked her best. She's been in a number of movies, but she was best she was like one of the 5th tier replacement players on the later seasons of ER.
Okay.
Oh, what a little hottie she is.
Yeah, I don't know that I'd recognize her. In fact, I don't recognize her at all.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know who she is.
She's a little piece of ass. She's been a bit player in a lot of movies.
Okay.
Yeah, I like her a lot. I'm with Jason on that one. I like Linda Cardellini a lot.
Yeah, I'm a little more old school. I like Linda Carter myself.
Linda Carter.
Linda Carter.
Yeah, I'm pretty stuck with Amy Carter myself.
It's too funny. That is too funny.
Too good.
Yep. Well, I had a friend that I have not seen him in years.
Okay.
When I drove the cab 9 years ago. I can't believe it's been that long already.
Wow.
But anyway, I hadn't seen or heard from him in a long time. He just kind of contacted me out of the blue, and he's just like, hey, man, been trying to get a hold of you. He says, because I kind of played phone tag with him a while back, and it just kind of, life just kind of got in the way, and finally he gave me a call the other day, and it's like, yeah, man, we ought to catch up, and so I was just kind of telling him a little bit about the show. He knew about the show before.
Okay.
But I told him, I said, yeah, we're into a whole new service, video service. I said, you can see a little couple of snippets on the show. On YouTube. You can go to YouTube and, look at it and see what we're doing now, And he goes, yeah, I'm going to go check that out, So I got off the phone with him. I think this was on Thursday.
Okay.
And he goes, yeah, or Wednesday night he called me, and I talked to him, and then Thursday morning I get a phone call in the morning. How come you wouldn't fuck Barbara Bush? I mean, that's how I answer the phone. I'm like, hey, what's up? Hey, how come you wouldn't fuck Barbara Bush? And I go, you saw that? He goes, dude, I stayed up way into the night just watching those videos. I am so hooked, I'm buying a subscription.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, welcome.
So he goes, yeah, I called a friend of mine and told him, you got to check this shit out.
Nice.
So we got a couple new fans checking out the video service, and
grow, isn't it?
yeah, that video service is available. If you haven't gotten your subscription to our Vimeo in-studio video service, go get it. What are you waiting for?
Yeah, you like it, right?
I do. I check it out just to look at the quality of it, just make sure, the cameras and lighting and all that stuff is right, and looks pretty good.
I think it looks good. I thought you and Ron did a good show on that exclusive show this week.
Yeah, we did a behind-the-scenes exclusive show just for Vimeo subscribers. We talked about our top 5 Black Sabbath albums and why we like them, and Ron and I had a good chat. Ron and I go back quite a few years. We go back almost 20 years. And we just sort of like hung out like a couple of bros, and just kind of was like a couple of guys, as we always talk about, Chris. Like, we're just a couple of dudes sitting at a bar having a couple of beers and just talking about one of our favorite subjects.
Right. Well, and that's kind of what we decided we were going to do for the exclusive stuff, was not do interviews as much as just kind of hang out and be like, hey, just having like regular chats.
Yeah.
And so far, I mean, my last crack one was the same way. It was more of a chat than it was an interview. And I mean, yours was barely an interview. You asked a couple of questions, but it really was just you guys just shooting the shit, which was great.
Like I said, I've known Ron a long time, so it's like hanging out with a buddy, and I saw Ron. I think the last time I saw Ron was a couple years ago when during the Dokken reunion, where they were doing their warm-up shows at the what was the name of that place up there? That Guns, Gold, and Rock and Roll place?
Oh, Badlands
Pond. That's right. I already forgot what the name of it, because it came and went so quickly. But yeah, Badlands Pond, and he had me on his radio show. He was doing his commercial radio show on K-Bad, and he allowed me to come up and be a in-studio guest there for a short time, and we hung out and watched the reunion show together and stuff. So it was pretty cool.
Yeah, seemed like it was. I mean, you guys had a really good chat, I thought. So
yeah,
I watched the whole thing.
Yeah, so if you're a subscriber, you could get that for your mere couple of dollars.
Yep, and as we move forward, I'm going to start actually doing a little bit of video work on the videos. It's still been a little bit of a work in progress, figuring out some of the pieces. But now that I've got most of it figured out, I'm going to start doing some of the actual video work, putting in when we start like this segment, when we started talking about, Linda Cardellini or whatever, I'll throw a picture in there or something, or Amy Carter, or, whoever, I'll throw a picture in there for
context.
For
yeah, for context.
Yeah, and no PC. If you want to know what his top 5 were, watch the fucking segment.
Yeah, you're not going to get that for free.
Yeah, that's why you got to pay to get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think? We're just going to spill the beans?
Oh yeah, let me just tell you what we're charging other people more for. Yeah, let me just do that for you. How about no? Go fuck yourself.
The other thing that my friend was commenting on, because obviously prior to our videos being available, he was good. So that guy, that other guy you talked to, that's your partner? I said, yeah. He goes, so does he like do his video in a bar? I mean, he goes, is he in a bar somewhere? And I said, no, that's a chroma key. That's, he can change it to do anything. Oh man, I thought he had like an amazing collection of booze back there.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah, so you do your show in a bar while I'm sitting here in front of this whole bunch of CDs.
That's right. Well, maybe yours is a chroma key.
It could be.
Could just be a blank room.
It could be. I'd be sitting here in front of a green screen for all you know.
Yep, nobody knows.
Yeah. So anyway, so I got a few comments on the videos this week, and it's like, cool. Holy cow, I didn't know you guys could do that, and that's amazing. That's amazing.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah. Yeah, technology these days.
Yeah, we figure it out, that's for sure.
Yeah, well, if Chris can get his porn right down to the size of his cock and and all that. I mean, I think we could do a show every week featuring yourself and myself on video.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's amazing.
Amazing.
Well, speaking of amazing, since we're just kind of rambling about shit, even though we're on good terms with the guys from Talking Metal,
yeah,
I was doing a little server maintenance today, and there was a segment from 2008 where we were doing a Talking Metal segment. Oh my God, dude, that was some of the funniest stuff. I sat there and listened, and I remembered a lot of it, but being it was 11, almost 12 years ago,
right?
Boy, we just ripped those guys to shred, almost sentence by sentence. I mean, it's the funniest thing is that every single thing that came out of their mouth was just ridiculous. It was just dumb.
What was the topic?
Oh, they were just talking about just different things where people were sending them, photos, and they were sending them, gifts and shit like that, and they were commenting on it. It was just the funniest thing. It was just, they were just doing their typical Talking Metal thing.
Right.
But boy, I'll tell you what, that definitely helped launch us as far as being, comedy team, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Just coming up with the silliness on the fly.
Oh, we had silliness, but there was a lot of real anger behind that.
But it was really funny. I was just like, holy shit, that was just, there was a lot of rough commentary there.
Well, I mean, you have to think about too. I was very angry at that point, like in life.
Yeah, I know.
In life, I was really angry, and then I was really angry at them for getting me fired from my CBS job.
Right.
So I had nothing but venom to spit.
And it came out. It showed. It showed.
Dude, what's funny is even now the fans still want us to be shitting on them.
Yeah, but it's not the same anymore.
No, it's not. But did you see that? I think it was a tweet this week about Mark doing videos from his van.
Yeah, I saw that. He's doing the Jericho Green thing, and it's just like, what are you doing, Mark?
But our fans said, he's on the same level as Heavy Metal Dad at Anime Girl.
Yeah, I know. He's doing this whole driving and commenting while he drives. There's several people who do that. I think that's a thing now.
It is a thing now.
I've seen at least, I can think of at least 4 off the top of my head that do the in-car video thing.
Well, they even make the whatchamacallit, the dash case for that now.
Yeah.
Have one. I don't do it. I used to fuck around.
Yeah, I know. I remember you did a few just when you were doing some, and they weren't real long. You'd either be singing a song or something like that. Just maybe just kind of get, just for experimenting with it. But I noticed that this whole in-car commentary thing while you're driving is sort of a thing now, and it's just like, okay, well, you know what? It only works with certain people.
Yeah, you have to have a focused commentary, I think, is the thing. Like Jericho has a focused commentary.
He does,
and for him, I think it's just where he has time to do it. And I don't know, maybe that's why Mark does it, or I don't know. I've noticed it, and dude, the truth is that people will watch it though. If he's got his channel monetized, throws 5 minutes in the car while he's sitting in fucking traffic, he makes a couple bucks a day doing that shit. Why not?
Yeah, well, I don't blame anybody for doing it. It just gets to be. I'll tip my hat to the first couple of people who started doing it, but now when everybody starts doing it, then it just becomes, okay, here's another one of these guys doing it in their car.
Goes back to the original, the OG.
Yeah.
Jeffrey's music. Jeffrey was the first.
Yeah, he was. That is true. And
Jeffrey was way ahead of the curve.
He really was. I mean, he'd sing the terrible songs, and he was doing this while he was delivering pizzas, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So in between his pizza runs, or while he was out delivering pizza, he was doing his terrible song parodies, or ruining it. What do you call the destroyer of music?
The destroyer of songs.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. He did. Jeffrey C. Music was way ahead of the curve on that.
He was cutting edge.
He really was. When did we discover Jeffrey C.? Was it before you left or after?
Before I left. Oh, it was before I left.
Okay, so we're talking 10, 11 years now.
Yeah, I mean, he was doing it way back in 2007 and 8, wasn't he?
I think so. Yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah, Jeffrey C. ruled. Went away, but he ruled for a time.
Yeah, he had a friendship with Taylor Swift, didn't he?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, the early before she became the mega star that she is today, he struck up a friendship with her just due to the whole abused children thing.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, he had his little claim to fame, and we did have him on the show here. Did we have him on once or twice?
Just once, I think.
Okay.
Just the one time he called from like the back of the Domino's that he worked at, or whatever.
Yeah, he lived. I don't know where he lives now or if he's even around anymore. But I know that he was in Indianapolis. That's where he lived and worked. Mm-hmm. But so funny.
Yep.
Especially when our fans were trolling him and sending him just these god-awful songs like from Cannibal Corpse and stuff like that. A hammer smash his face and shit like that. And he would actually give it a shot.
He would. I want to kill you. I want to kill you.
But that big old head rolling around on that neck while he was bobbing along there, and he goes, "Yeah, I never heard of these guys before, but I'm kind of liking this. You know, it's pretty rough lyrics, but I'm digging it.
This is pretty good."
So good.
Slipknot.
So funny. But yeah, you're right. So I will tip my hat to the originator, the Jeffrey C. Music, doing video in his car.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but boy, I tell you what, Mark being the family guy that he is with the wife and the kids and stuff, it's just funny seeing this guy driving the minivan with the haircut thing he's got going on these days and stuff. It's like, what are you doing? It's just like, holy shit.
Yeah, he's doing his thing. Whatever.
I know he is, but it's just like, wow, okay.
I'm not going to say anything about anybody after I just unloaded 30 minutes of my disgusting habits.
Well, it is disgusting. It's disgusting, maybe to the average public out there, but as a single male, I think there's a lot of single males that can relate, or even married ones that do it on the sly, I guess.
Exactly. Hide away in their bathroom.
Yeah.
In cave.
So the old lady doesn't catch them.
Jerking off behind the bar of their man cave.
Yeah.
Trying not to squirt jizz on their fucking paneled walls.
That has got to be the most uncomfortable thing to be a married dude and get busted jerking it.
Whatever. It happens.
Well, I know it happens, but I'm just saying that with the temperamental thing with a lot of chicks, even if you're not married to them, but they catch you doing that, they always get this whole thing like, well, I'm not good enough?
Yeah. And the word, look, I'll just tell a story.
All right, tell a story.
I absolutely got busted jerking my dick once.
Okay.
Fucking, and this was like at, I don't know, maybe the 10-year mark.
Okay.
Whatever. So long enough to be sick of fucking her, but, but at the same time, still had to come, at least twice a week, 3 times a week, you know?
Right.
Just had to. And fucking, so it just turned into, it didn't turn into that it wasn't the what are you doing conversation. It was the crying, what don't I have that makes you want to do that?
That's kind of where I was going with that. So you have experienced that.
I have. And of course I made the criminal mistake, and I will admit this as a total mistake.
Well, sometimes you don't think about what you have to say.
And I just said the total honest thing, which was, you know what? Sometimes I don't want to waste 20, 30 minutes with you. I just want to jerk my dick and come. I just want 3 to 5 minutes, blow my load, and be done.
And of course, the optimum word there was waste.
Yeah, and that was it. And then it was, you don't love me anymore.
Yeah.
I was like, well, okay. You say so, but there's truth to that.
Yeah.
Women, they don't understand that as guys. We, generally, I'm making a very generalized statement, but generally women in relationships think that the sex has to be not necessarily a production, but important.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do. It's got to mean something.
Yeah, they have to. It has to be. It's almost like renewing your wedding vows once a week. It really. They take it to that level to where it's special. It's important. Whatever.
It's a process.
And as guys, I'm gonna be honest. Other than the first time we bang you, none of it's important. None of it. Honestly. None of it's important.
Right.
It's just we like puss. We like to come. That's really what it comes down to. We just like to come. And whether, that was always a funny thing, with the ex was the argument about, she was always like self-conscious about spitting or swallowing or whatever. And I was always like, I could give a shit what you do as long as it's out of me.
Yeah.
Care less. I don't need to see that fucking raise your head up and stick your tongue out and then let me watch you swallow it shit. I did not need to see that. All I needed to know is that it came out of me in waves. And once those waves were done, I was like, all right, now leave me alone.
Yeah. Do with it what you will.
Spit it out and don't bother me to cuddle every fucking time for 2 or 3 hours.
Yeah.
While you go to sleep and I don't. No.
And don't go through the whole "what are you thinking" thing.
Yeah,
that's always that was the other one. It's just like after you're done banging them out, and you're just kind of laying there, just kind of in that moment where you're just sort of like, and you're just being quiet, and you just kind of like laying there because it's just like, man, I finally feel relaxed for a minute, and then it's, what are you thinking?
Yeah. You know what I'm thinking? That felt really good to lose that jizz from fucking.
And it's just like, and you're trying to say something that isn't going to cause a rift.
Yeah.
So you gotta figure out something to say because literally you're just laying there not thinking at all.
Yeah, and then you lie, and that's honestly, and it's the worst mistake you could make because there's no way to do it right. But then you lie because then you go, I'm just thinking about how much I love you right now. And it's just a total fucking lie. It's just a total fucking lie.
Right.
You're really not. You're really thinking to yourself, man, that was pretty good.
Yeah.
I am glad that I busted a nut.
Exactly.
Or what you're really thinking is, man, I wish she would shut the fuck up so I can go to sleep now. Right?
Pretty much.
No guy, other than the first time that they fucking smash some puss from a new chick, no guy is ever thinking, this is my 35th time. It's going to be so special tonight. No one. And all the bullshit that the chicks think that we want, we don't.
Right.
All the fucking lingerie and all the fucking candles and honestly, the only gimmick that I ever enjoyed was the March 14th thing, the steak and a blowjob thing. Yeah. I thought that was kind of fun.
Okay.
I always thought that was kind of fun of the pendulum swinging the other way from the faggotry of Valentine's Day.
Right.
So you wait a month and then, you eat a steak, fill up with protein, and then stick it in her.
Right.
Give her that protein. That was kind of the best. But other than that, I mean, dude, after the first time that you banged your wife or any chick that you spent time with, significant time with, after that first time, it was just, man, cool, I'm getting some pussy.
Pretty much.
And that was it, right?
Pretty much.
And okay, well, let's do this another way. Of all the sex that you've ever had in your life, all taking out the first time with each chick, with every chick you take out the first time that you got them, is there one time in your mind that you think about that you're like, you know what, that was really special?
Special?
Special. So a hold-on-to moment in your life. Other than a first time that you nailed a chick. I'm going to say maybe one time with one chick ever.
Yeah.
Where everything just kind of fell into place right, and you just got overcome with the emotion or whatever. but for every other time, it's just like, cool, getting some pussy tonight.
Right,
cool.
exactly.
And that's it. And then the next day, I mean, dude, women can tell you how many times they fucked you. They literally know, well, and I fucked you 4 times last week and 3 the week before and once the week before because you were sick and you had a cold. And, they remember all that shit. Us, I couldn't tell you if I fucked my ex 2,000 times or 4,000 times.
Right.
I don't care. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't have any meaning. It was the same as,
It's an activity.
Yeah, it's like going to a baseball game or having a cup of coffee in the morning.
Exactly.
It's the same. It really is the same. It's hot and steamy with some milk in it.
That's it. All right, well, that wraps up that porn segment.
Yeah. You want to keep going or you want to take a break?
Oh, let's take a little break here. I got a gnat flying around here. It's just getting in my face every 2 seconds. I don't know where the fuck that thing is at, but it just keeps flying around here.
That's fine.
So I gotta go find it and kill it.
All right.
I'm going to use some of Don's cricket hunting skills. Nice. All right. Well, in light of the conversation here, which has been very lively.
Yeah,
it's definitely a passionate subject for Chris, especially. But I think a lot of guys can relate.
Well, I had to come out firing because I only got a couple hours tonight.
You do. But I think probably the best way to end this segment is play some Whitesnake from the Slide It In release, and here it is. It's Spit It Out, exclusively here
on your Classic Metal Show.
Hi, this is David Coverdale. You're listening to the Classic Metal Show.